Itzhak Perlman, Daniel Barenboim, Jacqueline Dupre, Zubin Mehta, and Pinchas Zuckerman. 5 individualists with a single aim.
You're going to be eaten tonight.
That was awful.
Yeah, there was no finesse.
It must be a little more spread.
That's right.
No, spread.
Spread is not precise.
They've all come to London for a very unusual concert, which in its way will make musical history.
We should call it.
But in spite of the fun, it's a very serious occasion. Their first rehearsal together. The youngest is Pinchas Zuckerman. He's just 21 and one of the greatest new talents in his field in 20 years. He was born in Israel, studied there and in America, and usually he plays the violin.
Forgot. Steht forgot.
He met his wife, Eugenia Rich, a flautist, at the Juilliard School in New York. And he's brought her with him to Wardour Street in Soho to help him find for this occasion not a violin, but a viola. He must have just the right instrument, and so he's come to borrow one through Charles Beer, successor to a famous family firm that's been specializing in stringed instruments here in the middle of Soho since 1892.
Monday morning, it's always difficult to do, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this one. I love this one.
He's looking for 3 things: the quality of the sound, the volume, and the size and technical difficulty of the instrument, although technique has never been a major problem for him.
Have you got anything smaller than this?
This is the only smaller one, but it doesn't make the...
Oh, the black one. Charles, how come the Air Force are so different from the other ones?
Well, it's not really... It wasn't originally made as a viola. It was made in the 16th century as something else.
Was it cut down
Here
from
it's a
something?
braccia, yeah. It used to be shaped like that.
Charles Beer knows the whereabouts of nearly every good instrument in London, and of those available, he's reduced the choice to 3. The instrument he prefers was made in Venice almost 400 years ago, and any musician will tell you that he really plays it like a viola, and not like a violin with just a deeper voice.
I need something big, you know, because there's people, you know, they have Strads and they have all sorts of nice
It's
instruments.
going to be a big sound.
To get this sound is difficult for a violinist and important, and that's another impressive talent.
Well, I think I'll take this one. I don't know. What do you say?
Fine, that's the best sounding one.
Well, if you fix it up a
If
little
you
bit,
can
I
get
think you should fix the bridge and clean it up a little bit. Because,
Forget
you know, after all, it's got to be on the film, you know. What the hell is going on here? Anyway.
All the way from Los Angeles for the same concert, the conductor Zubin Mehta, only 3 weeks after his marriage to the Hollywood actress Nancy Kovac. He was born in India and studied in Europe. Like Pinchas Zuckerman, his father's a violinist, but he chose to study medicine and the double bass. For his career, Zubin Mehta gravitated quickly towards conducting. At 21, he won the Liverpool Conductors Competition. At 23, was appointed musical director of the Montreal Symphony. And in 1962, at the age of 26, he also became musical director of the Los Angeles Philharmonic. He's not played the bass professionally in 10 years. And like Zuckerman, his decision to join his friends for a public concert was not taken lightly, in spite of appearances. Apart from technical difficulties, there are much subtler problems in playing chamber music. So in spite of a busy conducting schedule and a wedding, the bass, for many weeks now, has loomed large in his life. Why should a world-famous conductor suddenly spend weeks practicing the double bass and then let himself in for a public concert in London? He and his friends are well aware of the dangers of putting 5 soloists together. But there's the very real hope that because of their talent, their friendship, and the similarity of their approach, they'll be able to produce all the give and take so essential to chamber music and so rewarding. And that's why they've committed themselves to this concert.
Stand in, Jackie gave him Soupy. And he can't go anyplace without Soupy.
From New York, complete with family, the violinist Itzhak Perlman. He was the first to arrive. He's been in London making records for more than a week already, and he's taken a house in Hampstead to try and find some peace and quiet. He's 23. Like Zuckerman, he was born in Israel and went to the Juilliard School in New York, where they even had the same teacher.
Can I have the ball?
This is shorter.
Well, of course it's shorter. That's the one that I use when I don't need the long balls.
Both of them later won the Leventritt Award, America's top musical prize, and both are already recognized as violinists of international stature.
By God, he's sleeping.
He at least is playing his usual instrument. He started the violin at 3, but at that age, the instrument was bigger than the boy. At 4.5, he had polio, but it takes more than that to stop talent of this caliber. 6 months later, at the age of 5, he started his studies again in earnest.
Can we decide?
A nice sign?
What kind of sign you want? Is that all right?
I understood it. I'm in that business.
Thank you. Can we try again, please?
No, you're not together. You're not together. Can I make a suggestion? It's not together because after you give the sign, you play triplet. You play da-da-da-dum instead of da-da-da-da-dum. If you start a little sooner after the sign, 1, 2, and not... Great difference.
The cellist is Jacqueline Dupre. She's 24 and already one of the best-loved cellists of our time. The pianist is Daniel Barenboim. They were married in 1967. He is 26, born in Buenos Aires and now an Israeli citizen. She was born in England, although her name comes from the Channel Islands. Traveling for them has become almost a daily event. Determined to spend much of their time together and still keeping up with the demands of their independent careers. They've returned to London with members of the English Chamber Orchestra from a tour of Switzerland, with Barenboim conducting and directing from the keyboard. Now the two of them are to spend 3 weeks together, but with an even more intense schedule than usual.
Now how are we going to get the cello in?
They've come for London's second season of South Bank Summer Music, a short but intense festival presented by the Greater London Council in collaboration with Barenboim as artistic director.
Police all from. Up you go.
It's got terrible bolt.
The subtle problems of playing chamber music are still with them backstage at the Queen Elizabeth Hall 15 minutes before the concert.
Hey, Daddy, come on, let's play the Chopin Polonaise.
What makes this summer festival unique is that it's mostly chamber music, and mostly with young artists keen to work with one another. There's an unmistakable freshness of approach that's ideally suited to the new Elizabeth Hall on the south bank of the Thames. Both the programmes and the artists have been chosen by Barenboim with these qualities in mind, and the spirit of the whole festival is epitomised by the Trout, an event which could hardly happen anywhere else.
That's supposed to be Kazan's playing jazz.
Come on, let's start the first
Let's
chord.
make our Mendelssohn.
Oh, God.
Come on.
We all have
Wait, come on.
hours.
Just a minute, I'll play the bass.
It's amazing we have hours.
Yeah, he knows how to play the E.
Just a minute.
Come on. You play the accompaniment.
Just a minute.
Okay. Do you know that there's a serious public waiting outside?
Come on, let's start.
Listen, how do you go?
All right, let's go. Come on, Zubale.
Mickey.
Zubale goes first.
Zubale goes first.
No, Jackie goes first.
Smiley goes first, then Zubale.
Smiley doesn't go any place.
Yeah, Zubale.
Yes.
Oh, it looks ridiculous.
Hold
The
it.
bass must go in the end.
No,
The
because
cello would go
you have
before.
to go all the way, you see, because you have to go further.
Yeah, of course.
I think the small instrument should go on first.
No, come on. Smiley.
Even the man who's come to turn pages underlines the spirit of the festival. The conductor Lawrence Foster, who was once assistant to Zubin Mehta in Los Angeles.
Very funny. Oh, Daddy.
All repeats.
Zubin, would you please
Oh, yeah,
hold it?
repeats.
Wait,
Hey,
Smiley.
Zubin.
Smiley, wait.
Live so long.
Come along, please.
Hem. Itzig, don't say I get it corner.
Mama.
Let Itzig go first.
They're going on stage. No, give me.
Come on.
Wait.
In many ways, chamber music represents the ideal in music making. It has a quality that's found nowhere else.
Already it's a joke. Anyway.
When the group is small and the composer great, each instrument has an essential part to play. But although each is so dangerously exposed, each one must, above all, blend with all the others. It's difficult, but it's worth it.
Somebody hold my change. It makes a lot of noise. I don't know. 10.
The piece they're going to play was written by Schubert in the summer of 1819. He was 22.
Let's go.
gentlemen, the debut of Zubin Mehta on the bass has just been performed.
Fabulous, Zubin.
We just spoke.
That was great.
Great.
Come on. Now you should go alone now.
Come on.
Come on.
Usually I'll always let you go alone.
Come on, Zubin.
Go.
What? He was telling me to raise the orchestra.
Zubale. Kol hakavod. Was great.
Zubin, there is an opening at the Boston Symphony.
What?
An opening at the Boston Symphony.
And there's a closing in the Philadelphia.
There certainly is a closing there.
Zubin, there's an opening in Los
For
Angeles.
me, anyway,
should
for
go
us
and-
they are different. When you say opening in the Boston Symphony.
Zubin, do you need another violinist?
No.
What?
Do you need another violinist?
I think you
Why
should
don't you go audition
Los
for
Hey,
Angeles.
you're great.
Go and audition for Los Angeles.
A violinist? No, but I love that.
Oh, that was fabulous. That was fabulous. No, the best was not that. The best was pa 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 ra ra ra.
That's such a
And
corny
you know, when it got to the first time, just to be safe, I played a little louder.